Welcome to Chat Conversations. I'm Tim DeSellis. I'm a huge fan of the chat system created by Claudia-Jean. She's the founder of the chat system and really helps individuals not only understand their communication style, but help them understand how to communicate effectively with others. You're going to enjoy this conversation with Claudia-Jean and someone who has found the chat system to make their life better and their conversations more effective. Let's step into this conversation with Claudia-Jean.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited. Today we have a very special guest. She's not only one of my colleagues, but I can have the opportunity to call her a friend as well. Elly, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's always a delight to talk with you, Claudia.
I'm not paying her, I promise you.
I don't have any money, forget it.
Well, Elly, tell us a little bit about yourself. What else do you do when you're not taking breakfast? No, like kidding.
You're right.
Tell everybody a little bit about Elly.
Okay. Well, I have had my entire career in the field of working with people who are blind or visually impaired to help them regain their independence or achieve their independence if they're children. And I also have a personal life and enjoy travel and bird watching and going to art shows and enjoying my friends.
Excellent. Well, thanks for taking time out of your day today to be with us. I really appreciate that. When you think about chat, how did you get involved in the chat communication system?
I got involved through a mutual friend of ours, Chantel Buck, because she had discovered your approach to communications and had been employing it successfully with her own board and with the students that she works with at her agency for the blind. And she was so excited about it that she brought it to the entire board, the entire membership of the consortium of agencies serving the blind in Florida. And I, at that time, was the executive director of that association. So I got a chance to be there in the front row when you came and made a presentation to us. And first of all, I was cracking up because you're so funny. And I was fascinated by being introduced to a communication system, and there's a zillion of them out there, where I actually remembered what you said at the end of the presentation, and I had an ability to use it right away. And I thought, this is amazing because I've been through all of these different analyses of different kinds of systems. And not only do I only partly understand them while they're being explained, at the end, I had nothing. They had something because they had done another presentation and they had more data because they had my answers to their survey or whatever. But I didn't have anything. But I have used chat all the time, even now.
Well, I love that.
I have a lot of fun. I even chat people on a TV show I'm watching.
I know.
I love it. I just love it.
Right. It is funny. It kind of it's like an earworm. It kind of takes over. Like I even chat people's pets. So talk about confession.
Oh my goodness. I'll have to chat my cats now. Oh my goodness. I haven't done that yet.
Well, see, we'll give you something to do when we're done today.
Great.
Well, that's a great segue into, I appreciate how passionate you are about chat, and I value you as one of my biggest promoters.
Fans. I'm one of your biggest fans.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that word, but you used it. Okay. So tell us, what has chat helped you overcome, or did it help you overcome something? Did it give you solutions? Like, how are you applying it professionally?
I think probably the biggest professional application for me was that I discovered which of the 4 communication styles is the one that's the biggest challenge for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I discovered I was surrounded by people who represented that particular communication style. And it had always bugged me a lot. It's not that I didn't have a relationship with them, but it was internally, to me anyway, it was a struggle. Maybe it was for them too. Probably it was. They probably don't like the communication style that's my favorite. So there you go. In any event, I now thoroughly enjoy them because I see what they're doing and why they're doing it. And of course, it makes sense for them. It's another perfectly valid communication style. But now that I understand what I can do to connect with them and to satisfy what they need in terms of communication so that I'm successful because I've actually gotten on their wavelengths, I guess you could say. So I feel very happy with that.
Excellent, excellent. I remember you sharing about being in a meeting and how you switched your thinking like mid-meeting, and it actually allowed you to not be as stressed on the other side of that too, right? Is that correct? Would that be a good summarization?
Yeah, the stress is definitely diminished. And well, I just all of the 4 categories of communications actually now kind of enhance my own appreciation of people, I would say.
Yeah.
I understand why some people don't answer me as quickly as I think they should. I mean, it's like a simple question. Why can't you just answer the simple question? And I now understand why they can't answer that simple question. I also understand why they don't read my whole email and actually just leave out the part that was the most important question or the actual request. So I now, I just enjoy it. It's just really done a lot for me.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that. I know it's done a lot for you professionally, but has it helped you personally?
Oh, yes, it's helped me personally as well, because I mean, in my personal life, I mean, I'm married. My wife is not the same profile that I am. And so now I can tell what I do that bugs her. I kind of could tell that before. It wasn't like a secret. But now I really understand her preferred communication style. And and since I benefit so hugely from all of her creativity, and that is her primary communication style, I benefit from it enormously. I can also now understand some aspects of it that before didn't make sense to me at all.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's great for my personal life as well.
Yeah. It sounds like it brings you a little bit more peace. Would that be a good way to say that? Or
it brings me peace. It brings me it also gives me confidence, because when you don't have exactly smooth communication style, you don't know what part of it was I remember somebody telling me once, they said, if somebody doesn't understand something that you said, whose fault is it? And I was in a group of people, and this was one of those communication type people that was working with my staff actually at the time. And I think probably everybody in the room said, if the person doesn't understand, it's their fault. They should have asked. And he says, no, it's your fault. You're the communicator. And if they didn't understand, it's your fault. You're the one who's supposed to make sure that your communication worked. And so now I have more confidence that my communication, well, I have more awareness of the value or the effectiveness of the communication, but I also feel confident that I can fix it. And that if it's their fault, there's nothing for me to do. If it's my fault, my responsibility, then that's a very good place to be in.
Yeah.
And if I'm empowered now.
Yes, that's wonderful. And I do believe that, partially it is on the delivery of information, making sure that checking in with people and asking them if they understand. And I do agree with the other people as well. So I'm kind of on the fence, right? Because if I
I always thought it was a little bit harsh.
Yeah.
What he said.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's more beneficial approach than to say if it's their fault, you can just walk away.
Right. And see, I say communication is a two-way street. So one is, yes, have you articulated in a way that somebody else can understand? And then checking in and saying, hey, Elly, do you understand what I just shared with you? And if you say yes, but you mean no, right? Then is that my fault? Because I don't know that you said yes, that you understood. So it really, I believe it's a two-way street. It's about making sure that we articulate the information in a way that people can hear us, but then also checking in to make sure that it was delivered, and then being authentic in saying, yes, that was delivered, or no, that wasn't delivered, and asking for clarification. So I do believe that it's more of a we're in it together kind of situation.
Yeah, we're in it together. Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy to hear about that. What do you think that one thing that somebody should know about chat that we didn't talk about yet today?
Something that people should know about chat that we didn't talk about yet today. Well, maybe I didn't say it directly enough, but I think one thing that we can know about chat is that it's simple. And that's the reason that I was able to still do something with it even after just the one first introduction. And I should perhaps mention that I actually went through a whole thorough in-depth training with you following that introduction, which even though it's a simple system, it's not that you can grasp all the nuances of it just because you heard, one 20-minute or 30-minute explanation of it. So it's simple, but like all simple things, or all things that look simple, there's something behind that you have to appreciate and learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was a child once, we were watching what was the name of that show? Anyway, it was a show where they had different musicians, and they always had this one organist who played beautiful pieces on the organ. And of course, she's using her hands and her feet to play this instrument, right? And I said something like, gosh, she makes it look so easy. And my father said to me, anybody who can make something look easy is actually brilliant in doing something that's really complicated. Anybody that can make something complicated look easy is really doing a brilliant job. And so even though the system is easy and you make it look easy when you're explaining it, there's actually a tremendous amount of not only research-based that you've done, but also just practice-based with it that you bring to the table. And so I would say that that's probably what we haven't mentioned yet.
Wow. Thank you so much. I can't tell you, I almost cried because I hear that a lot. I hear that chat's so simple, and then people come to our keynote or a workshop and they immediately think they can go back and I'm like, we're just beginning to scratch the surface, and I use this analogy all the time, your ABCs. I'm guessing that you probably didn't memorize them the first time you saw them, right? Your multiplications, doing the multiplications, right? You didn't learn that the first time. I remember doing flashcards, but now I can.
Oh my God.
I know, I'm aging myself.
Absolutely.
But now I can recall that both those things, right, without even thinking about it. And that's what I tell people, it's mastery. Although the system is simple, and I do want people to immediately walk away and apply, but I also want them to dive deeper and do mastery of it. So thank you so much. I've never been able to articulate it that way before. So I'm super, super grateful.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. Let me ask you, is there anything else that you feel the urge to share today? If not, you can just go ahead and let people know. How can they connect with you outside of our interview today if they want to?
Oh, well, they can email me. And my email is very simple. It's Elly, ELLY, at AER, B as in boy, V as in Victor, I.org, which is the Association for Education and Rehabilitation of the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, Elly, if you have nothing else to share, I want to thank you for spending your time with me today. I have really enjoyed our chat conversation.
It's always that way. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Until we chat again, have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks for listening to The Chat System. We're changing our world one conversation at a time, and the chat system helps make it possible. I'm a huge fan of this program because Claudia-Jean makes it really applicable to our everyday life, both at work and at home. And so enjoy learning more and growing in your implementation of the chat system. Follow Claudia-Jean on all social media channels. You can find her at thechatsystem.com. That's thechatsystem.com. And until next time, remember, each conversation matters and it starts with you.